Capricorn, Capricorn, Capricorn. Welcome, my sun, moon, rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your soulmate contract read for November 2020 or timeless. I am your reader, Mark Angelo, Lions, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions, fellow earth sign Virgo that I am. The Archangel of Lions, Mark Angelo Lions, but you can call me Mal. Hi! Hey, welcome back, my subscribers. Love you all so much. Having a good day here at Drawing the Circle Productions. Let's just say it's been a very interesting Saturday and move on. Shall we? Let's get into this. If you're new to my channel, please do consider liking, subscribing, hitting the notification bell, all the YouTube-y stuff. Like if the reading resonates, just hit the like. No one will know. Hit the like button, right? And subscribe if you like me and the way that I read. I'm moving my way slowly but surely towards 30,000 subscribers. I know I'm not even at 2 yet. So that I can put the extended readings as member content. Right now there is an extended version for this reading that I will do in a little bit. And I will put it up on Vimeo.com. I've had a Vimeo on demand account for 4 years with them. I love them, but there it's pay per view. Here you would pay one amount per month and have access to all of the extended readings that I do. So just something to consider if you're liking my vibe. Otherwise, let's get down to this reading. This is a soul contract reading. Soulmate, not twin flame. There's a difference. Links in the description box will explain that difference. A bunch by me and one by spiritual teacher, YouTube channel owner, and Hay House author Matt Kahn, K-A-H-N, like Madeline or Chaka. Check him out. He's wonderful. He's a genius. I've met him, but and his healing mantra deck will be the last card down, but that's in the extended. So we are looking at a soulmate contract. We'll have divine feminine over here, divine masculine over here, and a center lane to define the contract itself, but that will in the majority be done in the extended. 12 cards for YouTube, 12 cards for Vimeo, but if you hang out for the preview at the end of this video, you will get the 13th card, as it will be the first one turned over in the extended. It's a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Soulmates, you help each other heal. You have many soulmates in every single lifetime. They're not all romantic sexual. This is new definition stuff, but I think makes so much more sense than what we've been dealing with for the past, I don't know, 100 years or so. Like my mom and I, totally soulmates. We help each other heal, right? But these are the romantic, sexual, satisfying, intimate romantic ones that lifetime after lifetime we've been working on with these souls in these different scenarios throughout history, right? To get it right. In the state of psychology and self-help and boundaries and all that stuff, we're better equipped now than we ever have been. So as the soulmates are coming together, the happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contracts, we're looking at second chakra healing and heart chakra healing and crown chakra healing. That's going to affect everybody in unity. But here's the real trick of this. Soulmates, because the foundation of the contract is you help each other heal due to quantum entanglement of a soulmate contract, whether you know each other or not, whether you are in communication or not, whether you are together or not, you are helping each other heal. So as one heals, the other heals, but sometimes like one can be healing something emotionally, and for the other, they'll get the insight to heal something financially, right? So that's why when you finally come together and you start comparing histories, you're like, wow, I really went through something very similar to that at that time, and that's why, right? There's no coincidence in any of it. So let's get down to this. All the decks that I read are in the description box below. Like I said, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check your other signs, because you may have more than one romantic sexual soulmate going on, you know? I mean, a booty call can heal, right? Reason, season, or lifetime. Let's have a look-see, duck-see. Remember, divine feminine, divine masculine is not about bodily gender. It's about energetic dynamic. Let's just get down to it. That's enough exposition. I feel done. Don't you, Capricorn? Breathe. Oh, because here we go. That feels good. Oh, hello, my collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved. Please, I need 3 cards in clarity for this Capricorn collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying, soulmate contract, November 2020 or timeless. I need 1 to represent the divine feminine. What is the dominant archetype she has with her alchemizing. How about the divine masculine in this Capricorn soulmate contract? That's the one. And one, please, for the overall contract, the Capricorn collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign. Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract, November 2020, or timeless. This will be the first card that is turned over in the extended, but again, you'll be able to see it if you wait for the preview at the end. By then you'll know if this is your reading or not, right? Because you can't read all the people all the time. It's just, you surf the quantum fields. Okay, so remember, again, not gender specific here in any way, shape, or form. The shadow attributes written on scrolls, I haven't even looked yet, are triggery. They're supposed to be. It's the stuff you don't want to acknowledge or look at within your own power structures, internally or externally, or if you're aware of them, you don't want anybody to know about them, but this is the content you're helping each other heal through the quantum entanglement of a soulmate contract. And we have a divine feminine bully. That's interesting. There's more to this than just that word. I will get to that in a minute. And the divine masculine detective, which I find a very interesting dynamic for a soulmate contract. Now remember, it's not about bodily gender. They keep saying that over in my head. So if you're thinking of this as a woman who is bullyish and a man who is a detective, missing the point that this is an energetic dynamic. This is a wild card archetype. It's either wild card or action family, but this is definitely the wisdom family of archetype. So I'm just gonna try and remember, even though I have to say her and him, so I keep it straight in my head to keep it simple for doing a reading. Try and ignore that, right? And you'll know who you are if you didn't get the zap already on this. So let me read the shadow attribute. Conceals deep fear behind verbal or physical abuse. Now, we all can get there, and remember, an archetype can be in place. It's not that you are, the divine feminine is a bully, it's that she's dealing with the bully archetype, right? So, not dealing with the inner fears, pushing it down, creates that power, that energy has to go somewhere, right? So the light attribute that this is being healed into, or at least the choices and opportunities to, highlights your tendency to intimidate others. Like, people tell me I'm intimidating. I'm like, really? I'm such a fucking sweetheart. And then I look at what I'm wearing and I'm like, oh. Like pentacles and black clothes. It's just, I'm from New York. It's law. You have to wear black clothes. And it's slimming. It's slimming, and yes, I'm a witch. I get it, right? But to highlight your tendency so that you catch it. So that you're like, oh my god, right now I'm being intimidating, right? They just flashed Celestine Prophecy, the book Celestine Prophecy by James Redfield. Read it. You'll see the Intimidator. The Intimidator control drama is usually a response to the poor me. So when someone's being a poor me, it's that push and pull of energy. But the second part of this helps you confront the inner fears that bully you. So even if this is a divine feminine who doesn't externalize that in terms of physical abuse, might be that has suffered a great deal of verbal or physical abuse, right? That might be the pain within, the fear of that. So bullying herself, right? It's a very powerful archetype because the bully has been on planet Earth. I mean, how far do you want to go back? I mean, David and Goliath. I mean, the Old Testament, not the claymation series from the 70s, which you have to admit. Gee, Davey. Only such a small amount of people are going to get that reference, but I don't care. That was worth it. For the divine masculine, we have the detective archetype. Now, I have a touch of the detective archetype. Remember, archetypes can be reason, season, or lifetime. Another way to say that is eau de toilette, cologne, perfume. 3 levels of strength. So, like, I relate to this one. I mean, I may be intimidating, but I don't really bully people. The shadow attribute, voyeurism and falsifying information, right? So you're snooping, you're scoping, you're probing, right? It's a little Gladys Kravitz, if you get my vibe on that end, right? That voice, Abner, she disappeared and turned into a goose. Falsifying information, right? So even what the detective does receive, they futz with. The light attribute, this is where it gets interesting. Great powers of observation and intuition desire to seek out the truth, hence a wisdom family archetype. So this could be very helpful, these two, particularly with somebody who's being bullied by their own inner fears and potential, right? It's not going to be everybody across the board here if you're the divine feminine, but perhaps inner fears about this divine masculine, right? Of the fear of being verbally or physically abused. That's going to resonate for a lot of you rather deeply, right? Yeah. No, I felt that in my solar plexus. I felt that. Yeah. So, but this is a soulmate contract. They're here to help you heal this stuff. Whack, right? Let's try and lighten it up a little bit. It's a huge day in America here, and I'm riding the crest of the empathic stuff. Wow, it's like, what is it? They said it's like trying to hear a whisper in a hurricane, but I'm a pro. I got this. I got my feet on the floor. I'm wearing my witch loafers. I'm good. Breathe. Oh, I got magic in every piece of everything I own. My goddesses. Please, we're going to take 5 Daughters of the Moon Tarot to clarify this divine feminine with the bully archetype in this Capricorn collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract November 2020 or timeless whenever they come across this. Please, I need 5 cards, the element spread as you have directed me to do. Please, element of fire. What is her desire for this contract? Her element of earth, what does she have? The fuel that feeds the fire to manifest what she desires, so motive be. In this soulmate contract, element of air, what is her predominant? I'll take that one, her predominant thought. I don't usually take kickers, but because it's air, it sort of flew out. What she's predominantly thinking in this contract. Element of water, what is she predominantly feeling in relationship or about this contract? And element of spirit, most important card for her side in my opinion. What is the voice or the point of view of the soul that was chosen to incarnate, to play this role in this soulmate contract? Come on. Just one card. Is that you? I'll take top card. Top card's fine. Now, before diving into that, let's get into his, so this way I can flip them over together element by element. Breathe. My gods, the divine masculine energy of the universe, please. Same thing. 5 cards in clarity. Elements spread for this divine masculine with the detective archetype in this Capricorn collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract for November 2020 or timeless. Please, what is, I'm tuned, I feel him, what is his element of fire, what he desires from this contract? His element of earth, the fuel that feeds the fire to help manifest the desire of what he wants in this soulmate contract. Element of air, his predominant thoughts, what is he predominantly thinking about this soulmate contract? Element of water, what is he predominantly feeling? No, that's 2. What is he there we go. Predominantly feeling, which means he's got a kind of bunch of different ways feeling here. When the cards come out double like that, it's like that feeling. And most importantly, the card of the soul, position of the soul, the element of spirit. What is the point of view or the voice of the soul in this soulmate contract? Again, 2 wanted to come out, so there might be a lot of thoughts going on here, but we will see as we go. Element of fire, what do they want? Oh, well, the divine feminine wants this fucker struck by lightning, okay? It's the Tower card, wants an abrupt change, probably a bolt of truth, but keep in mind, for a bully archetype, that could play itself out in lots of sort of different ways. We will keep building upon that, obviously, as we go. And the divine masculine wants the Ace of Pentacles. Now remember, there's no guarantee from just these cards on the table that these two even know each other yet. But definitely she wants a shakeup, and she wants it now. Because why would you want the Tower card unless there was something that was built on an unstable or a faulty foundation, or something that's just outlived its usefulness, stuckness, stagnation? And the Yod, the finger of God, which is those little droplets in the Rider-Waite deck, if you look at it, Hebrew letter means the finger of God, right? So bing! right? That shock, but it could be, because this is Kali the Awakener, something awakened within her or in this contract. Sounds like a possibility. He's got that Ace of Pentacles. So, you know, this could be clearing the way for a new beginning. This could be a jolt of electricity to the contract itself. Interesting. 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 And because we got a detective archetype, Ace of Pentacles might very well be, I want to follow the clues. There's potential here. Is this acorn in probability of becoming an oak tree? That was good. Liked that. Element of Earth. We got the court cards. We've got the Scorpio card. Hecate is what she's got to help her get that. We'll get to that in a moment. And we got the Queen of Swords, the Aquarius card. Now, in these two, the reason why I love these two tarot decks is that they put the symbolism right on the card. It's not that, you know, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius stuff, which is fine. People read that way. That's fine. This is just, I'm a Virgo. I like the specificity, which is why I very rarely associate these with actual people in these types of reads, although they certainly can be. I mean, you could say that the Divine Feminine has in their corner a Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, whatever, but nonetheless, it's that 8th house vibe. Money, sex, power, mysticism, right? The hidden, the occult, the occluded. And that's all the occult means. It just means it's hidden. Like, do you ever like, oh, okay, I had this happen the other day. I was taking off my makeup because I have to wear makeup for this. If you can't see my eyelashes, it's a little too Children of the Corn in this lighting, right? So, you know, I have this stuff, this Lancome. I love Lancome products. I'm sorry. It works for me. You know, you got to change it up, but whatever, right? And I got some of the makeup remover. It's delicious stuff in my eye. And it just for like 5 minutes put this pink. It was seeing life through rose-colored contact lens, whatever, right? So it was occluded, it was cloudy, right? So it feels like there's a hidden quality here, and certainly if you have other placements in Scorpio, look to what that is. That's something that you have to help you get there. And there's so much more there. We'll look what's going on in the element of water when we get there, but here the same thing. The Queen of Swords, that Aquarius energy, that stratospheric intellectual point of view, seeing the larger picture, which makes sense for a detective. They're observing, but I feel like they're observing not just fairly, objectively, like really objectively, like no, like just show me what's going on, right? Like what I may need to know, what I may not need to know. I wouldn't call it stalking and surveillance, though, although with a detective, you know, the shadow side of the detective is really the snoop. Or the spy, right? Because still, but a detective, somebody, you know, we can't all be Jessica Jones. I loved that Netflix series. I want to binge that again. Here we go. Element of air, right? So we have an element of air here with this Queen of Swords here already, so it's going to be interesting to see what's going on there. But we've got Major Arcana and Scorpio here. Well, here's another court card. So this is the Virgo card, the element of mind. I'm going to say this is not somebody, but in their mind, they are doing their checklist, right? They're being organized. Virgo, mutable earth, occupied in their mind, probably with their own healing, probably with their own process. Now, well, that's the trick of the Virgo being a Virgo. If you don't take care of yourself, you become resentful when no one else does, and you burn out, and then you can't serve and help others. So it's learning that balance. I feel like at least this Divine Feminine is dealing probably with some sort of, I don't want to say mental healing process, because that's such a vague way of saying it, but something like not just, I mean, it's earth. This is practical. This is like practical application. 6th house is healing and occupation, health and occupation, because what you are occupied with affects your health, and your health affects what you are occupied with. That's why it's not always so much about work, right? But that service, that healing, and it is the Maiden of Pentacles, right? It would be the Knight, the Knight of Pentacles here, the Virgo card. So I like that feeling there. I mean, I know I'm a Virgo, and I love Virgos because I really feel like nearly all the readers on YouTube are Virgos. I would love to find out how we could do that, but I would love to know how many of them there actually are, but I know there are a lot. Entire channels devoted to us. But that's like the feeling I get here. Perhaps there's something virgin and independent, really thinking about her own interior world, her own life, her own personal life. And he's got the Empress. Now look, I'm just going to say, particularly with that Virgo card, here we have the Maiden, here we have the Mother, and here we have the Crone. Granted, there's a crossover of side of the table here, but I think this Empress that he has on his mind is her. And observing, and I feel respectfully, like Aquarius, I love Aquarius. There's so many Aquarian friends, you freaks. I love them so much, right? They're a little out of the box, but they're friendly. Like, I don't get a bad vibe here. Like, this doesn't feel like a star. Well, it's a soulmate contract too. Like, if I didn't have the context of this being a soulmate and this card felt differently, I'd say, watch out, they're watching, right? And whether that's through social media, I just don't feel like they're squatting in the bushes with binoculars, right? Little infrared goggles and shit going on. Stealth soulmate, no thanks. Pass. That sounds like twin flamey stuff anyway. So yeah, there's no question. I mean, even the Empress is facing the direction, right? So his thoughts are definitely in her direction. Let's see what's going on emotionally here. Well, I gotta say, there's a lot of major arcana for these two. Are they matched yet? 1, 2. 1, 2. Yeah, so they're matched 2 major arcana to 2 major arcana. She's got, in this deck, it's a combination of the Emperor and the Hierophant. Remember, it's a feminist deck, Daughters of the Moon. I love it for that. So we kind of have that thing of the Emperor, the healthy divine masculine, right? The amalgamation of all the kings in the traditional zodiacs, or sort of the spirit king, the one that rules over all of them. But I kind of feel for her as well. We now have the Emperor and the Empress. So while he is very much thinking about her, she is very much feeling about him. And again, whether they know each other or not, whether they've met or not, whether, you know, they're in communication or not. And that's going to play itself out differently, because what he's feeling is the Fool. Not that he feels a fool, but he's feeling the pull. He's feeling the inspiration. I don't think it's coming down into action yet, but he wants it. He wants the opportunity. He wants to jump off that cliff. He wants to take. He's feeling it, right? Well, and let's say whether he wants to or not, the divine masculine's feeling it, and it's coming from the heart, the emotional world, right? Just jump, whether or not he does, right? And you know, it's smart though. He's assessing the situation. He's a divine masculine. They're mostly air and fire. Well, we all have the fluid balances of the emotions and blah blah blah. You know what I mean? I'm not going to get canceled over talking about the 5 magical elements. Speaking of which, what is the Spirit card? Well, you know, they're even highlighting it to me. Like, these 2 cards are so similar to each other, even in the shape. And really, you have Dionysus and Pan, they're cousins. But familial connection aside, very, very earthy. Like, and if I was going to bet which one is the Capricorn here, I'd say either one of them could be. Could both be. Absolutely could both be. That must be fun. 2 Capricorns in a soulmate contract. 2 Capricorns in a soulmate contract. Sounds like a joke. You know, like 2 Capricorns walk into a bar repeatedly. I love my caps, though. My aquariums. Oh, right. This is an Aquarian read. Sorry. The earth element here is really strong. In the position of Spirit, we've got another court card, Pisces. Let me deal with this one first. If you're the divine feminine bully here, no, this is Capricorn, right? I was talking about Aquarius because of their, you know, I'm reading this on Saturday. There's a lot going on in here, doing my best. Ground. The Pisces card is kind of what I'm tuning to here. The divine feminine here, the soul is saying, go deep into your emotions. Your own intuitive stuff is stronger. Your own intuitive hit is stronger than what is already occluded or hidden by the fears that bully you, right? It's like, it's not the Moon card. It's not that it's so much suppressed, but there's like this thin veneer of fear, element of air. I mean, look, it's a cloud blowing air, and with this card of Hecate, it's like, go deep, go deeper. You've got both the Crone of Cups and the Maiden of Cups. So there's movement here for you emotionally. Move through your emotions, swim through them, and if you're looking for something to really transform and change you. And even if this isn't so much for everybody tuning into the Divine Masculine, this is about feeling your own masculine energy healing inside of you, ready for expression, right? To take action. Now, with that Pisces, he's got the Three of Pentacles here, which I'm hearing build your case. Like the voice of the soul to this Divine Masculine is build your case, right? Have your foundation ready. Now, I don't feel like it's a case against. I think it's a case for. I think it's really learn what you have to learn here. Do this wisely. Now, look, if there is voyeurism involved here, that's a deal breaker for me for the most part. I mean, not on the internet, obviously. You know, there's what you make public, people find out and all that jazz. That's eminent domain, right? Eminent domain? Public domain. Eminent public domain. But when she's got this going on, her process of interior healing is still in play, because it might be like there's this tug of war inside of her, right? These two fish, one fish saying, oh my God, I'm so psyched, like flipper, technically not a fish, a water mammal, I know, I was raised by a teacher. And the other one, you know, like Jaws, right? Like guppy and barracuda, right? And that bully, those inner fears, just trying to piranha their way through, not just breaking the bubble, but really, and I could see her wanting an end to that. An abrupt end, either somebody coming in, which this could be, but he is taking his time, he's being careful. So I kind of did the overview, and I'm going to do it again right now. I'll pop up the whole picture. Yeah, let's just do that, and I'll give you the blessing, and then we'll move into the preview. Please take a nice deep breath. We've got the Divine Feminine with the bully archetype. The shadow attribute conceals deep fears behind verbal or physical abuse. The light attribute highlights your tendency to intimidate others, helps you confront the inner fears that bully you. And I'm telling you, it's that second part that's hitting, like I'll say 75% majority for whoever these Divine Feminines are who are watching this, right? So this is from past experience. This is perhaps from being abused, neglected, codependent on, from loss of some kind. And so it would make sense that she's wanting to change here. She's wanting that Tower card to just destroy that which no longer serves in her life. That might be mental, that might be emotional, that might even be physical, or wanting this contract to be energized, for the truth to hit, for this to happen. Like, these could be two people who have been in communication but have never met, too. It's like, can we just get on with this? But there's purpose to it. With that Crone of Cups, the Hecate, she's at an interior crossroads in some ways, right? About transformation. And really, if she's wanting the Tower to strike, maybe moving her out of stagnation, it's going to hit her too. So it feels like she has what it takes, right? She's got the emotional depth here, and her mind, rightly so, with that Virgo energy on there, she's occupied. And if she's occupied on her healing, right? Really dealing with these internal voices, because this archetype is about power, right? It's about, this is a power that you have that in its light is so healthy for you and other people, that you become aware of when you're intimidating somebody, or even when you are intimidating yourself, right? And again, Celestine Prophecy, James Redfield, trust me if you haven't read it, and if you have, you know what I'm talking about. Just stare at a tree for an hour, that's really specific. And with the Emperor card here, it's like, I do feel she has the strength. When you look at the picture, right? I've popped up the picture. The Emperor, Pan, is looking at the Empress, and the Empress, Demeter, is looking at Pan. I mean, they're both even Earth gods. This is, like, very Capricorn, and there's even a goat in the card of Pan here. Of course, there would be. So there's a strength here. There's a power here. This is a divine connection. I mean, duh, it's a soulmate contract, but nonetheless, that's literally staring at each other. And with the Pisces card there, again, the message from the soul can very much be just follow your intuition, honey. Go deep. Go deep. You feel two ways about this because there's love and fear, and one of them's going to win, but really only one of them is real, right? So this contract, if they haven't met, I'm going to say, if they haven't met, this guy's going to be the best thing in the world for her. And again, guy, girl, whatever the gender is, because he's really approaching wisely. Let's look at him. The detective. Now again, in the shadow, voyeurism, falsifying information, not great, right? Not just scope and probe and snooping and stealing info, but then falsifying it. And I don't get the feeling, not with the cards this dude's got, again, dudette, whatever, the light attribute, great powers of observation and intuition, desire to seek out the truth. And I have a feeling he's intrigued. I feel like these two, at least, no, they have to know each other. If he's really got that Queen of Swords in his earth position, then he's watching, he's paying attention here and being objective, not cold, objective, just kind of watching. I don't get a horrible feeling about this, and wants the Ace of Pentacles to actually bring this into the physical, to actually meet. Now remember, this is a soulmate contract, not a stalker contract, so, you know, chill, Divine Feminine, if you're worried about that. I don't get that here. And by the way, looking at that Ace of Pentacles right above, it is in the emotional position, the Fool. So really wanting this, but it's not happening, at least physically right now. He's got the Queen of Swords. As I said, there is a larger picture view here. Like, I don't feel like he's zeroing in on data as much as he's observing from a distance, right? Great powers of observation and intuition. So I feel like that Queen of Swords is something inherent here, a soul power that he has developed, but to marry it with his intuition. And then, of course, what's on his mind? The Empress. I really feel like these two are picking up on each other. He's doing it mentally, she's doing it emotionally, although that could also refer to him about his own stability, his own abundance, all that stuff, but that wouldn't, I mean, unless that plays part in this contract, if the financial piece is a considerable one, but I'm not really getting that. And regardless, he wants to take the leap anyway. He wants to take the leap. You know, I'm not even sure at this point if these two have known each other before. It does seem like they know each other, but whether or not they were together before, had a falling out and coming back together, I mean, the Fool can indicate the restarting of a cycle. So I'm not exactly sure. That's definitely going to be in the extended read if that is true, because that's usually where it does show up. This is general enough that you'll know your story with enough specifics here. And with that Three of Pentacles in the position of spirit, the soul, Three of Pentacles, it's bide your time, do your work, lay down your foundation, keep going. Not so much, you know, the Eight of Pentacles, but the three, right? You've really built your solid foundation. And again, if there is a financial part of this, then that's part of the deal here that's affecting the relationship. Otherwise, if there's no financial hardship or, you know, changes that would influence a soulmate contract, then this is really saying the soul, just stay grounded, you know, get your feet on the floor, not the card of balance, the Two of Pentacles, but the three of an initial beginning and foundation, right? So from that Ace of Pentacles, the soul is kind of saying you'll get to the three, but that's certainly not the 10 either. Interesting couple here for sure. I still get the feeling that this detective, I don't know if I've even voiced this in this reading, it's hit 3 times now, that when the detective is around the bully, if and when, well, when, we would say, if not already, is just going to know, like, that bully thing is just a total front and sweetheart. What you doing? Right? It may not say it, might be very impersonal about it, objective about it, and be like, oh, you sweetheart, somebody hurt you. Right? I just get a lovely, tender feeling from this one. Sees her as an empress, she sees him as an emperor. So, may this Capricorn collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign contract, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, satisfying soulmate contract, be blessed with all that it needs to heal, to grow, to become the best that it can be, known or unknown, together or apart, communication or no, for their well-being and for the well-being of all through the unity consciousness. As they love and heal themselves, they love and heal each other, and as they love and heal each other, all of life is loved and healed. So mote it be. And so it is. Thank you for watching. Please like. If it made sense, hit the like. I sound like my mother. If you liked my read, you know how I read, please do subscribe. Comment. I want to know what's bullying you if you're the Divine Feminine, and what you're scoping and probing if you're the Divine Masculine, because that would just be interesting. Otherwise, hang in there for the preview. Wishing you all the very best and the very blessed of this soulmate contract, November 2020, or timeless hail. Farewell, and blessed, blessed be. Hey there, my Capricorn collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Thank you for staying for the preview and or jumping over to Vimeo.com for the extended reading. Like I said, we left off with the overview here, this Divine Feminine with the bully archetype, the Divine Masculine with the detective, getting the Healing with the Angels Oracle cards ready, because they will be the second card down after we look at the 13th card on the table, the archetype for the overall contract right now, November 2020 or timeless, as well as the soul power influencing and being alchemized between the two of them, meaning everybody's got a toe in this one, right? Or maybe more. We've got the destroyer archetype. Wow. Okay, that like ups the ante for the bully and the detective big time, right? Because it seems, and I will read that in a minute, I just gotta make room for this. It's got a large energy field. It's a picture of a volcano erupting. Now look, volcanoes aren't fun, and yet volcanic ash is some of the most mineral-rich substance on the planet. That's why volcanic islands are usually very abundant and fruitful. So this is a very intense archetype. You could say that this is what both of them are going through, that things are being destroyed in their life, and let's be clear, that may not all be physical. Right? I mean, look at what's happening on planet Earth right now in general, but it's making room for the new. However, there is an element in the shadow here that may be referring to what this bully is afraid of, or is what their own inner fears are. The shadow attribute: intoxication with destructive power, destroying others' dreams or potentials. It could be that that was done to this divine feminine. Not a shock. Happens to all of us in one way or another, but there might be like a trauma in play here that continues on inside of her if she is not an outward bully. Right? So intoxication with destructive power, which you have to admit looks like this. It's a little on the cuckoo banana side that way. But the light attribute, releasing what is potentially destructive. Like these fears, I just feel like this divine masculine is going to help her on this journey, right? Not to walk it for her, but to really be a companion through this, and preparing for a new life, right? It feels like that the divine feminine is really doing her best here. To shed, right? To shed the old life. We've got the Tower card. We've got the Scorpio vibe there in her element of Earth. So this doesn't feel like somebody who's unaware spiritually or psychologically on a soul level like that, particularly with that Pisces card. Probably very, very energy sensitive. Oh, and by the way, if she's an empath, on top of it is picking up on how everything in the world is being destroyed so that it can be created. It is the Tower card in that way. Well... That was emphatic, wasn't it? So this is going to be very interesting to build upon, and we're going to continue doing that right now. As I said, with the Doreen Virtue Healing with the Angels Oracle, who's the healing angel Capricorns can call upon to help perhaps temper some of that destroyer energy, or at least alchemize it from lead to gold. Nice deep breath.